Hello students. This would be, you can say that last lecture of our two topics which we finished earlier. One is your value added method of national income and second is your expenditure method. And this lecture or this video uh, must be very much interesting for you people, that because once you are going to calculate questions, your practical questions, uh, uh, you would be having some kind of different kind of things which you need to keep in mind while calculating your uh, practicals national income. I'm talking about, you can see this mind map. Important thing is mentioned over here. This is precautions. You see, each and every method while you are using to calculate your national income questions, you need to keep in mind. One is precautions. This is also in value added method, income method, precaution is here, and in expenditure method you can also see precautions are there. So each and every methods having some kind of precautions. You can see, if we talk about your value added method or production method, you can see you need to keep in mind three things which are very much important for you. First is avoid double counting, because once you are given some kind of informations while for calculating the questions, practical questions regarding your national income, might be you would be given uh, intermediate goods, final goods as well. Second is second hand goods, and third is self consumed goods. So three things are very much important for you. One is, while calculating that national income practical questions, you should leave that double counting precautions, avoid double counting. So double counting, we know that problem of double counting arises when the value of same goods and services are counted more than once while estimating national income. And there are two approaches to avoid the problem of double counting. First one is, take the value of final goods and services, only ignoring all intermediate products. Second is, take value added at different stages in production process instead of total output. This way you can just leave that problem of double counting. These are the things you need to keep in mind. Second thing is, don't include sale of second hand goods, because once you sell goods at the earlier time, means at the time of production or selling the stage, that means once you sell those goods again, that person to whom you are selling the goods, if that person is going to sell it again, then that sale, that would not be part of your national income, because it is already recorded at the time of first stage. So that's why you need to keep in mind this also. Third is, self consumed output must be included. Self consumed output means, you can say there are number of sources which are employed by entrepreneur to just to get production. Those things, those sources also to be included. Like one example I can take, that interest on capital, because capital that put in by your entrepreneur, the interest levy on that, that should be the part of your profit and loss. So in the same way, let's understand in these precaution in a thoroughly way. First is, avoid double counting. Value of intermediate goods is not included in the estimation of value added, because value of intermediate goods is reflected in value of final goods. So here it is specifically mentioned that once we are calculating our value added method, means our national income, once we take final goods, automatically it reflects that intermediate goods automatically comes in final goods. So that's why you just ignore that intermediate goods. Second point, it is mentioned, do not include sale of second hand goods. So value of second hand goods being sold should not be included in national income, as their value accounted for at the time of first production. So it means the goods which are being sold in second time, third time, means after first time, that goods or that sale would not be part of your national income. But one thing that is very interesting, that brokerage or commission paid to sale of second hand goods, that would be part of your income part as well as expenditure part. The reason being is that because brokerage or commission that is earned by broker or that is paid by you, that would be part of your P&L account, and as well as you can say that would be the part of that person's income. So that's why if you are paying brokerage or you are paying any kind of commission while selling that second hand goods, then that brokerage commission would be part of your national income, but that sale of second hand goods, that would not be part of your national income. Let's say one furniture purchased by one person, household you can say, that furniture would be part of the income of producer, as well as that would be part of national income in case of expenditure method of households. But once that furniture sold by that person another time, next time, to some other person, let's say furniture value is rupees 10,000, and next time after 1 or 2 years using that, once you're selling for 9,000, that would not be part of your national income. But if you are paying 200 or 500 rupees to broker for selling that furniture, then that would be part of your national income. I think you all people are understanding this. Last is self-consumed output must be included. What does it mean? It means output produced but retained for self-consumption rather than selling in the market. We know that once we start any economic activity, so the producer who are producing the goods, that producer also is a consumer. So if he is consuming those goods, so might be if he consuming those goods, that would be part of that national income. Because if he, let's say if he would not be a producer, then might not that that person is going to market to purchase those goods, but if he producing those goods, he can take those goods for himself also, for his self consumption also. So that's why that is called part, that would be part of your national income. Like services of owner occupied building, farmer consuming its own produce. Surfaces of owner occupied building, it means that let's say if you are going to start a factory, and you're just starting that factory into your building, means if you are starting that factory in your building, it means rent is, you are paying rent to yourself. Because if you don't have that building, then definitely for starting that venture you should move to some other part, means you have to take that building on rent. So same rent we are charging on our building, that is called owner occupied building, self services of owner occupied building. So I hope you people are understand. So while calculating your national income by value added method, you should keep this thing in your mind. You should avoid double counting. You should avoid, do not include sale of second hand goods, means you should not include sale of second hand goods, and self consumed output must be included. Let's see next. Precautions in making estimates of national income by expenditure method. So what kind of precautions we have to take in mind while calculating national income by expenditure method? First is avoid intermediate expenditure. This is same, because as I told you that in earlier video, that once you are going to calculate national income by expenditure method, you just need to concentrate on final expenditure. So only final expenditure should be taken care. Do not include expenditure on second hand goods and financial assets. This we already did. Avoid transfer expenditure. So there are two things. One is factor payment, one is transfer payment. So factor payment and transfer payment, one major difference is there. Transfer payment is a payment against which no services are rendered, but in case of factor payment, services are rendered, like wages, because once we are employing labor for producing one good, we are paying wages to them, so that becomes factor payment of labor. But transfer expenditure means you are paying any kind of payment to some other countries or your countries also, but you are not getting anything in return of that. That becomes your transfer expenditure. So examples is charities, donations, gifts, scholarship. Let's say you are paying charity to uh, temple, gurudwara, and other kind of religious organizations. It means you are not getting in return for that anything for that. So that's why it would not be part of your national income. Last is include the self use of own produced final products. That would be part of your national income. So I hope all of you are getting the same things. Whatever I told you that. So let's complete this. So just gone through all the videos and try to solve different kind of questions. If you feel any kind of problem, you can just contact me. You can mail me. So I hope I'm able to make you understand each and everything. Thanks a lot. Stay tuned for next one.